capital that was on the list. And so I asked him, here, I've got you on my list. I was wondering, why did you decide to buy the Trump token? And what he said was that he was confident that Trump was going to make a lot of money on this. And if Trump was going to make a lot of money, that he wanted to make money too. Mm-hmm. So that's one group of investors. But there's another that we found. And these are people who are enthusiastic about Trump's plans for crypto. Because Trump, by this point, has announced that he's going to significantly curtail the regulatory reach of the government as it comes to crypto. And these investors wanted to send a signal to President Trump that we support this effort. Mm-hmm. Then we found that there's people who bought the token who'd previously been investigated themselves. So these are people who'd been charged with breaking federal laws that are buying the Trump token and celebrating the fact that he's going to basically restrict the powers of the federal regulators that had gone after them previously.
Okay, so this company is creating.
That's all they have to say about Trump, ain't it?
But I'm trying to understand what is.
That's
World
all
Liberty
they have to
Financial
say is
actually
him and
do
all
with the money
the
that they
people
raise
who
from the
agree with
tokens
him
that
have
you're
been
describing.
investigated in the
One of the
past.
first things that World Liberty Financial does is with this $550 million, they buy some Bitcoin, they buy another cryptocurrency called Ether. They're creating their own mini reserve of like foreign currency reserves.
Like JP Morgan buying up a lot of euros.
That's right. But here's the problem. Shortly after they begin to build this inventory of all these other cryptocurrencies, President Trump announces that he wants to create a federal crypto reserve, and that one of the cryptocurrencies that it's going to include is Ether. And the family company has already bought tens of millions of dollars of Ether. And the moment that President Trump announces that Ether is going to be in that reserve, suddenly the price of Ether surges. And effectively, he's writing himself a check because he has a personal financial interest in it. And the Trump family has said that it did not sell any of its Ether, but it has moved some of it to a different platform where we can't see whether or not it's buying and selling. So we don't really know for sure. And this is just the beginning of the conflicts of interest that have emerged as a result of the continuing operations of World Liberty Financial now that President Trump is in office. There's something else that's called a stable coin that they are just now issuing that's created a whole new field of conflicts. A stablecoin is a type of a crypto token that does not fluctuate in value. So what they want people to do is to come to them with any kind of a crypto, and you deposit it at World Liberty Financial, bring your Bitcoin, and you can transfer that Bitcoin into a certain number of stable coins that will have a dollar value every day, no matter what is happening in the cryptocurrency markets.
A dollar value that is always the same.
Yeah, it's an alternative form of cash, which is sort of like you might wonder, well, why are they doing this if we already have cash?
Right.
But this is a way that the cryptocurrency industry says we're going to create a less volatile token that you can use to transact with, because if all these kinds of cryptos are constantly changing in price, you can't really use it to buy and sell things. And World Liberty Financial is now in the stablecoin industry.
Okay, so I understand what a stablecoin is based on that explanation, but why does World Liberty Financial want to be in the stablecoin business?
It turns out that stablecoins are one of the most profitable chunks of the whole world of cryptocurrency, because they can take that digital money that you brought them and they can earn a really big return on it. And they could potentially make hundreds of millions of dollars a year by effectively earning money off of your money. And so now World Liberty Financial, as of this week, is issuing stable coins and selling them. And it's actually already asserts that it has $1 billion worth of stable coin deposits. And so it's suddenly overnight become one of the largest stable coin issuers in the world.
And does any of that intersect with any policy making that Trump is working on right now?
Yes, in fact, this is one of the most startling conflicts of interest that we have seen so far.
Whoa.
Congress is considering legislation that would regulate stablecoins, and Trump is trying to press Congress to enact the legislation that would be beneficial to World Liberty Financial.
And just explain quickly, Eric, why would passing legislation help this part of the industry?
That legislation will be a federal endorsement of stablecoins.
It'll basically legitimize it.
Yes, stablecoins are going to become part of the whole financial marketplace, and they're going to start to become even rivals to banks. It's going to significantly increase the scale of this industry, and the Trump family is positioned to profit enormously from that. And the president is prepared to sign that legislation that will then bring himself and his family enormous profits.
Okay, so what did the Trumps say about these concerns about their conflicts of interest?
The White House says to us that President Trump has no conflicts of interest because he turned over his financial assets to his sons, and that his sons are running the business. That's not entirely true. What President Trump did in 2017 when he was first elected was that he transferred all of his assets to the control of his sons, but President Trump himself is still the financial beneficiary. So he still has a direct financial interest in all this, including in World Liberty Financial and the meme coin.
Eric, I'm just imagining somebody who could be listening to the show today and thinking, okay, I don't like that he's using his position to make money in the ways that you've explained, but I'm not a crypto investor. I don't care about crypto. This doesn't affect me. So why should I care about this side of the president's business?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. You know, most people aren't invested in crypto, but really, there's a lot of reasons here that this is a cause of concern. I mean, first of all, we're just used to having a nation where the commander-in-chief is pursuing the interests of the public and does not have personal financial interests that are potentially affecting the choices that he's making, and it may be, you know, influencing federal policy in ways that are more self-interested than in the public's interest. Beyond that, while crypto is still a pretty isolated part of the U.S. and global economy, the goal of World Liberty is to merge the crypto sector and the traditional banking sector. And the Federal Reserve and the Treasury have both expressed concern about the volatility of cryptocurrency and how, if there were to suddenly be a huge downturn in crypto, if these two sectors are intertwined, it could cause a systemic risk to the U.S. economy and even the global economy. That's a concern that we'll see how that plays out in the next several years.
Why don't you learn everything?
Well, Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel.
Because, well, what am I going to do with it?
The Daily is supported by Made in Cookware.
Do what, Daddy?
Made in Cookware is crafted by chefs for use in restaurants and home kitchens around the world. Their cookware can be found at madeincookware.com.
Well, how am I going to do it? How is that going to do with my whatever I got going on?
Well, it gets to a point when you're a billionaire, it don't matter.
Well, yeah, that is true. But, like, I never understood crypto. It's like, so your fake money is worth a certain amount of real money.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. That's why I'm asking you to learn all about it.
It's insane. It's crazy to me because you're talking about fake money. You're talking about a token, but you're talking about fake money. And then in the literally in the next sentence, he's talking about dollars.
Hey.
You notice that?
Yeah. I noticed, but I don't understand.
I don't either.
Remember when you used to go to school? What I used to tell you all the time?
What? Oh.
What?
Make sure you learn something today.
Why? So you can do what with it?
Got that.
You can teach your old man.
Oh, yeah. You did just say that. I've taught you a lot of stuff, Daddy.
Yeah, you have.
I even knew where the hood in Vegas was.
Yeah, you did.
I know how the Vegas street grid works exactly like ours does. The numbers are on the same side. But you know, in Miami, I think Tampa has that too. Tampa's the same as Miami. In Miami and Tampa, the numbers are switched. So like here, the even numbers be on your right. In Miami and Tampa, the odd numbers will be on your right when you're going away from town. I had a discussion with Frank about that the other last week. He was saying, no, when you going away from town, Midwood, when you going towards town, Midwood is on your left. I said, Frank, that's physically impossible because of the way the city numbers its streets and the addresses. Yeah.
No, God took a lot of stuff away from you, but He gave you something that most people don't have, which is common sense
Mm-hmm.
and ability to
Well, you know,
reason.
I have an ability to, like, all the stuff I know, it compensates for a lot of the shit that was taken away, you know? That's why losing your vision is infinitely harder than being born without it. Because when your eyes don't relay information to the brain, your brain adjusts. It's like my brain receives the information that most people would receive from their eyes in other ways.
Joe?
Yeah. You know what I'll never forget? Even when my memory becomes like yours, I don't think I'll ever forget this. Me and Mommy were on the way back from the beach. And keep in mind, I've been going to the beach since before I was old enough to shit in the toilet. And all of a sudden, Mommy turns down this road, and it has holes in it. Like, not like gouges in it, but it just has a bunch of little holes. Well, the road we always go on at that point in the trip doesn't have holes in it. Well, what do you think Mommy did when I told her? I said, Mommy, I don't think we're going the right way here.
Stop and ask somebody.
Well, no, she didn't listen to me, and then she goes farther down the road and stops and asks somebody, and then said, and then they said, oh yeah, if you go, literally turn around, go back down to the next road, go this way, and then the next road is the one you're looking for. I said, wait a minute, you don't even let me go into the men's bathroom by myself, yet you trusted a stranger to tell you what your blind son told you, like 5 minutes ago.
And
she said, but how did you know? And I said, because it has holes. It's kind of like you with Daddy, we're at the wrong condo.
yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
And it always, you know what? It amazes me how something that is so, I can't miss it. Like, I couldn't miss the fact that the pool was right, but I mean, like, I couldn't miss the fact that the steps were right beside the pool and they were made of concrete. Like our steps, and I know for a fact our steps aren't beside the pool.
I'm sorry, son.
I know, I'm just saying, but like, how do you miss that?
Made a mistake.
And those air conditioners, oh my God, they couldn't have sounded more different.
I made a mistake.
I know, Daddy, but I'm saying, like, and Mommy missed that with the holes too.
She two little bunny wabbits. How cute.
I'm glad we weren't in Texas. I'm glad we weren't in Florida with the standard ground law.
And I'm glad I'm your daddy. I'm glad I'm your daddy.
I don't think I'll ever let you live the wrong condo thing down.
No, I'm sure you would.
It was funny.
It was.
It still was funny.
Amazing.
Everything was off.
Yep.
But see, that one was a little more, subtle, because there are steps that are identical. Like ours, like I remember it like it was yesterday, Daddy.
Yep.
Like those steps that were right beside the pool were absolutely identical to the steps that we were supposed to, that are by our condo. But they just weren't in the right place. And the air conditioners, man, you could, That was a dead giveaway to me.
Sorry, Joe.
You didn't have to apologize, Daddy. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, Daddy going mad.
Yeah, Daddy, but it amazed me how something, like, how?
Daddy going mad.
How is what is painfully obvious to me not even noticed by you and Mommy?
Doesn't that tree smell nice?
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit, my lunchbox.
What? Your lunchbox. I got it.
Oh, you did?
I got it right here.
Oh, good.
Remember, tomorrow I got you a Coke.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, Mommy.
You should see your son, dude.